Wow, I'm actually kind of on time for once. um, I'm just quickly booting up the drawing program and then I'll get started real quick. Alright, now I'm ready to start. I was having a bit of a technical difficulties for a second there, but when am I not? Switching scenes. Boop. There we go. Hello. Happy Friday the 13th. Very nice. It's been a very nice day actually. Not spooky at all, but yeah. I've always liked Friday the 13th for some reason. I really don't know why. Maybe it's just the unlucky nature of it. I don't know, but it's a cool day today. But yeah, I said that today was going to be like a pretty chill drawing stream. I knew I wanted to do like a drawing stream at least like once a week. I think that's like a good what's the word? Like a good frequency. So yeah, I'm gonna try and like do at least one of these once a week. Maybe more if people like it, but I think once a week is good. Just cause like they're gonna be a lot more chill than my other ones, and I think we all need a chill day every now and again. You know, life be crazy nowadays, so a little break isn't so bad. So let me make myself a little smaller and in the corner. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Let me make myself bigger real quick because I actually have something to show you. So I've been tinkering around with my model a bit. I can't show everything that I've been working on, but I will show this. So I showed this glasses toggle last stream because I was like, well, I wear glasses, so I want my model to wear glasses too. And glasses are really cute, so why not? So this is the original. Oh no, wait, the toggle was both the glasses and like the little moon on the choker. But was like the original that I debuted with, and then this is the new one. But for today's stream, I actually wanted yet another accessory, and here it is. Boop! Yeah! I have a little pencil now. Let me zoom in so you can see it better. Although it's like super basic, I still think it's cute for the purposes of the drawing stream. There it is. Just a regular school pencil. But I think it's very cute, so I'm going to have that toggled on like for my drawing streams. I also oh, my voice is so raspy today. I am so sorry. But I also noticed it's like super common for when VTubers do drawing streams that they'll have like what looks like a drawing tablet in front of them, and like their pen follows their cursor. I think that's so cute. I would love to do that one day, but for now I'm just going to have the little pencil in the hand and that's it. So let me just show my drawing program, and I'll talk a little bit about it actually. So I'll just pull it up real quick. Let me make sure. Let me see. And should I do capture? I mean, I guess I'll capture cursor. Oh, that's really big. Hold on. Let me just zoom it out slightly. So this is a drawing program that I use. If you're familiar with like free digital art programs, you might recognize it. But I'll just explain a little bit about it in case you don't. So I use Medibang Paint Pro for when I draw, and I noticed not a lot of people talk about it. Like when people say when people ask what are the best like drawing programs, digital art programs out there, I rarely ever see Medibang being mentioned. And I rarely ever see Medibang being used. Like when I search up digital art speed paint or just speed paint, I rarely ever see Medibang being used. And I think it's interesting because for what it is, I think it's a really good free drawing program. It is free. And I've been using it since when I started drawing digitally. And I've tried to use other programs, like I've tried Clip Studio, I've tried Krita, and I should probably try them again because to be fair, I did try them like years ago, but still, like I was just like I'm just used to Medibang, so I'm gonna stick to it. But yeah, I just think it's interesting that I never really see it get mentioned anymore. And as for what I used to draw, I use my actually, wait, let me see if I could pull up a picture of it. That's probably be smarter. Let me try and pull up a photo to show you. But I use like my Wacom tablet that I've had ever since. Oh, I'm trying to remember. No. That can't be right. Middle school? Yeah, middle school. Oh shit. Yeah, I've been using the same drawing tablet since middle school. Damn. It old. No, but it still works very, very well. I can pull up a picture of it. But I specifically, when I was looking for drawing tablets, I wanted to find one that, worked good, but also looked cute. So I was on a mission. And I ultimately, for my price point, I ultimately landed on that specific Wacom tablet. And also, I chose it because, as you're going to see here, boop, it's mint! It's like a mint green color. So when I saw this, I was like, this is it. I am picking it not just because it's from like, a popular brand and I read the reviews, but also because it pretty. That was really what ended up selling me on it, just the color. I like mint green electronics. What can I say? They won me over with that. But yeah, definitely not sponsored, but hey, Wacom or Medibang, if if you ever want to, I'll be down. But yeah, so that's really what I used to draw, and what I've been using to draw since, yeah, like I mentioned, since I was in middle school, so a very long time. But despite drawing for as long as I say I have, I'm not the best still. I kind of gotten into like a bad habit over the years of not drawing for months, then randomly being like, I'm gonna draw. Then I draw for like a couple of days, maybe a week at max, and then I fall off and don't draw again for a few months, and then I'm gonna draw. And then the cycle continues, I draw, then I quit, then I draw, and then I quit, then I try again, then I quit. And there was like a good couple of years, I want to say like almost 2 years, where I didn't draw at all, period, like zero. So, yes, I have been drawing for a very long time, but definitely not consistently. And I'm definitely not proud of it. I really wish I could have done more, but oh well. You can't change the past, you can only change your future. Sorry if that was cringe. I know that was so cringe. But recently, I've been wanting to get back into art. And I will talk more about that once I actually get started. So, let me get started with what I'm going to do today. So, in my announcement, I did not mention what it was that I would be drawing, because to be completely honest, not even I knew what I was going to be drawing. Literally, up until this morning, I was like, what am I going to draw? Like, actually, I have no idea what I want to draw. Like, I woke up and I was like, I still don't know. Stream is in a few hours. What am I gonna do? And yeah, I just didn't have any ideas on what to do. And then it hit me. I've had the same exact profile picture on all my socials for like the past 2 years. I've had the exact same profile photo for 2 years. Why not on my stream draw me a new one. Genius, I know, right? So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to draw myself a new profile picture to use, and hopefully it turns out good and I have it for another many years. Especially because my old profile picture, it was more just like how I look like IRL. That's what it was based off of. But for this new one, I want to try and base it off of this sort of sheep VTuber persona. So it will look slightly different, but it'll still be very good. So I'm gonna get started on that. I also have no idea what exactly to draw for this profile picture, but I will figure it out. Hold on, why? Oh, that's weird. Hold on. What? Hold on. Something's... Why is it not? Oh, that's weird. Hold on. So this is connected. Just give me 1 second. I don't know why my drawing tablet's acting up. Oh, come on. Tablet driver's not responding. You've got to be kidding me. What the Sigma? Well, this is an issue. Hold on. This has really never happened to me before. Wait. And it's not like it's an OBS issue, because I've tried to like record speed paints before with OBS while using my tablet, and it didn't do this. So I don't know what. Tablet driver's not responding. Bruh. It's telling me to like turn off my computer and try turning it back on again, but like I don't want to. Bruh. Okay. That's a problem. I was really not expecting this. This has never happened to me before. I will try and fix this. I promise. But I guess in the meantime I'll just continue talking about stuff so like it won't be silence kind of thing. And if worst comes to worst and I can't draw today, I'll make it like a just chatting stream. Those are fun too, right? I mean, either way, I would have been just talking anyway, so. But this is so unfortunate. Or maybe let me just try disconnecting the tablet and then like try connecting it again. That could also work too. Disconnecting and reconnecting is literally the modern day equivalent of just hitting your TV. It's simple, but it often works. But in this case, it did not work. I have no idea why the drivers are not responding. Crap. Okay. Well, I can't do anything about it without just turning off my computer. But I've already started stream, so I'm not gonna do that. So I have to think quickly on my feet. Yeah, everything just keeps telling me that tablet driver is not working, not responding. Unless... Hold on, I'm gonna do some, like, control panel shit. Hold on. This is so scuffed, but when is it not? Technical difficulties. I apologize. Oh, how do I get there? Hold on. Device manager? Is that it? Or... Yeah, I think it's device manager. Okay. When I said that the first week of streams are gonna be scuffed AF, I was not joking. But I also did not anticipate just how bad it would become. Yeah, I didn't realize how bad it would end up being. But that is okay. I will fix it. I always fix things eventually. This is not a something to be alarmed about. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit alarmed, but I will make it work. That's for sure. What would this be under? Or can I search? Hold on. Let me see. Nope, there's no search function. Okay. Apologies for the delay. Again, I hope I can make this work. Okay, I think I got it. Hold on. Let me... I'll just disable it. The stuff. And then I'll enable it again. Hopefully it works. I don't know if what I'm doing is right. I'm not an IT person. So hopefully I don't just like completely wreck everything. But, you know, eventually something's gotta work, right? Right? Right. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. How about now? Let's see. Ah, crud. Okay, drivers are still not working. I've done all I could do. Yes, hello. I see you in chat. Okay. Well then. Change of plans, I guess. So... Womp womp. Drawing tablet's not working. I can't really do much about it without completely turning off my computer. So I guess... just chatting stream it is. Or unless I can think of like a quick game to like boot up, then I'll do that. But... this is very unfortunate. Maybe this is just the Friday the 13th curse. You know, maybe I am cursed. Who knows? Maybe it was on me for saying it was a good day. I opened today's stream being like, today's a good day. Maybe I should not have said that. Maybe I should have kept those thoughts to myself, in hindsight. But oh well, what can I do about it now? So I guess it's a just chatting for today. Which is not too bad. So let me just take this off the screen because it's not like it's that useful right now. And then let me bring myself to the middle. There I am. So, hi. This is awkward now. Should you draw me? I see your profile picture is just this little blue guy. It's kind of cute, yeah. But I can't draw now even if I wanted to anyways, so... boo-hoo, I guess. I can't do anything about it. I wanted to draw so bad today, but... oh well. It happens. Shit happens. I wonder if I should just toggle the pencil off, because it's not like I'm drawing anyways. There we go. So yeah, I guess we'll just be chatting for today, which is fine. I like talking. I actually made like a little list of things to talk about because I realized that throughout the day, I'll be like, ooh, I should talk about this next stream. And then by the time it rolls around, I completely forgot what I thought was so interesting to talk about. So I've decided to, like the day coming up to the next stream, if I see something or think of something cool to talk about, I put it on like a little thing on my notes app so that I remember what it is that I wanted to say before I forget, and so that on stream I'm not just like, I forgot. That's always the most embarrassing thing where I'm kind of just like, I don't know. But yeah, I have like a little list, like little bullet points of things that I thought were interesting and that I thought, if I find it interesting, probably my audience would too. So, yeah. So, like I mentioned, my initial plan was to draw my new profile picture because I've had the same one for 2 years and I thought it was time for a new one. But technical difficulties, womp womp, that ended up not happening. But I promise, probably by next stream, I'll have that new profile picture once I get the whole tablet drivers situation fixed. I swear this is not a common occurrence. And like, I know my tablet's old, but dang, it's not that old. Well, maybe it is that old. But, hopefully it's not old enough to start breaking on me now. But, yeah. So let's see what I talk about. So, yeah, hopefully next stream I'll have a brand new profile picture. Yeah, but it's a shame that I could not do it this time. Speaking of profile photos, I thought about, like, oh, if I get my art skills good enough, quote unquote, whatever that's supposed to mean, quote unquote, good enough, then I might do like, profile picture commissions, right? Because those are pretty easy. That's just like drawing the face and like at most the shoulders or the bust, right? Depending on how zoomed out you want your profile picture to be. So I was like, if I do commissions, I'll probably start doing that. Because that's pretty, like, that's easy enough, I'd say. So hopefully within the next few months I'll get that rolling once I feel like I'm good enough for it. And yeah. But on the topic of art, I'm still on that topic. So I came up with like a new art related goal and like a new thing to add to my bucket list. Which yes, I do have a bucket list of like things that I want to do throughout my life. Really no time limit per se, but just throughout my life I want to try and accomplish certain things. And I added something new to said list, and it is an art related goal. So I mentioned this on my debut stream, but over the weekend, so last weekend, I went to an anime convention. My first time going to a full weekend long anime con, and I was kind of obsessed with the artist alley. There was so much cool stuff. All the artists were really talented and very nice, and it was just full of just cool shit. Just so much cool shit. And I got inspired. Inspiration hit me over the side of the head, and I was like, you know what? I'ma do this one day. So now my newest goal is to be in a con artist alley someday. I don't know when, because I feel like I still have a lot to improve on, and hopefully I'll get there soon, like to the level where I think is good enough for artist alley. But my sort of timeline is within the next 2 years. I was originally thinking by next year I'll be here too, but then on hindsight I was like, maybe even just 1 year is too short of a time frame. So I'm like, yeah, let me extend that to 2 years so I don't make a fool out of myself by saying that. And who knows, maybe even 2 years isn't enough. Who knows? I'm always very hesitant to like give things a time frame in which to be completed by, because a lot of the times it doesn't end up happening, not because like I don't try to get it done, but just, you know, things out of my control, or just it just didn't work out. But then there will always be somebody like in chat or in the comments like, didn't you say this and this would be done by this time? And then I have to deal with the embarrassment of being like, I know, I did say that. um, so this is both on and off the record. I'll try to be in an artist alley within the next 2-ish years. 2027, let's go. 2027 doesn't sound real. But then again, I also thought that 2025 didn't sound real, so it'll come faster than, probably faster than I wanted to be honest. But yeah, I hope to make it one day. And apart from that, another art-related thing that I was inspired to do was to make my own comic, my own webcomic. This came about because I recently got into, well, reading manga and stuff again. And I've been having a lot of fun with that. And I remember when I started my art journey, I started my art, like digital art journey back in like middle school, right? When I, middle school anime weeb phase. Probably if you're watching this, you're probably familiar with that. We've all been there, right? When you discover anime at the ripe age of 12 and decide that you want to do it too. Yeah. It's a pretty common experience. I've never had a unique experience ever in my life. But when I was in my middle school anime weeb phase, I had it cemented in my brain that I wanted to either work, like be an animator for anime, or be a mangaka and draw manga for a living. Now, obviously, 12-year-old SAi-DOL was very optimistic. A little bit too much, some would say, I was a little bit too optimistic on my chances or on the state of the art industry at the time. So nowadays, I'm not saying that is impossible per se. It's just really damn hard. Especially because where I live, art is kind of under attack, right? All these studios are shutting down. AI art is coming after our necks and is being used by companies instead of hiring artists and designers. And just art in general is just not appreciated. I'm not saying that everybody has to be like an art snob, right? And know every single thing there is. But I mean, like, for example, like they're like defunding art classes and just putting way less emphasis on the arts in general, not even just visual arts. Also, this could be like music, dance, textiles, all of that stuff. They're definitely really trying to show us that they really don't give a damn about the arts, and it's very disheartening as somebody who, which when I say somebody, I mean myself, as speaking from somebody who's for their entire life has always wanted to do something artistic for like a career. What I want to do for my career has changed over time, but it was always something within the arts to some capacity. So to now see that the arts are under attack and are being seen as like not useful and not worth it to invest into, it really breaks my heart. And I've had to pivot my sort of career prospects a lot to sort of adapt to the changes. And yeah, it's very disheartening, but there's really not much that I can do just by myself. So it's like you have to play the game or have the game play you. But it's not like I'm not gonna try. I'm still gonna try. And I'll try really hard. It's just going to take probably a lot longer than it would have. And that's fine. If I want it so badly. So it will happen eventually. Because I will be putting in the work. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying something about a comic. So when I was in middle school, I was like, I want to either be an animator or a mangaka. And I tried making comics throughout my childhood, even before then. Like, I made, like, little comics, which were very bad. I will not be showing them. They were awful. They were really bad. Or maybe sometime down the road, maybe I'll show them. But they were just awful. They were really bad. And I can say that because it's my own work. I would never say that about somebody else's, but because it's my own work, I get to say it was straight cheeks. It was ass. But yeah, so that was an idea that I had when I was younger. And then life happened and my sort of art career dreams kind of fizzled out. But now that I've gotten back into like reading manga and like webtoons, I was like, you know, what if I could still make a comic? I could make one right now if I wanted to, right? So I got this idea for a comic recently, and I'm not gonna share much about it. Not because it's super duper spoilers and it's gotta be top secret, blah blah blah, classified. No, it's definitely not like that. It's really just because I don't have enough information about it to talk about it. Like, I'm still in the very early stages of figuring out any sort of story, any sort of characters, designs, storylines, personalities, anything. Like, I'm really early stages. All I have currently is like a sort of working title, which might change too, honestly. A sort of title, a general story summary, of generally what it'll be about. Some chapter ideas, and again, really just bullet points. Some character, not even names, just straight up just character archetypes. I haven't even come up with names for like half of them yet. Some like character archetypes, and honestly, that's about it. I really have not written or sketched anything of substance, so I won't be talking about it, mainly just because of that. Mainly just because there's not enough to talk about. And yeah, but yeah, I have an idea for a comic. So I will be working on it whenever I can. Right now it's kind of difficult too because I'm very busy. Yeah, life stuff, very busy. And also, I just started streaming, so again, very busy. I'm a very busy bee. So, I will work on it whenever I can, but eventually, you guys will see it first. Most likely, I'll show anything that I have about it on stream. So, if any, updates happen, you guys will be the first to know. And of course, I'll just post it on my socials too. And hopefully, I can make this comic a reality, and not only that, but also like really commit to it and like really get it done like consistently. Because my biggest fear is that I will say I'm starting a comic and it will be updating this frequently, but then I end up not updating that frequently. That's like my biggest fear, and that I'll like fall behind. But I will try my best to make that not happen. And if it ever does happen, it'll be because something, very serious or important happened in my life that made it difficult for me to like commit to it. But hopefully I can, and that won't be an issue. Um I'm also still trying to decide whether I want it to be kind of like a webtoon format, you know, like made for reading on your phone, vertical scroll type comic, or like a more, I guess, traditional like manga style comic. Um, I'm still wondering which one would be better. And I'm also wondering, because this will also change some of the creation process, I'm also wondering whether or not I ever plan to have it be printed. Now that would change a few things. It would be a dream of mine to have something that I made be printed and like distributed in such a way. That would be a dream come true. Um, can I say that'll ever happen? A girl could dream. But if I ever think about one day having it printed as like a book, that'll definitely change a few things. Um, so yeah, I have a lot to think about. Um, and yeah, I'm hoping that it'll turn out a good product, that the writing is good and the art is good, and that you guys will enjoy it. I'm hoping on a lot of things because even I will be surprised if it turns out okay. um, but you know, only positive thoughts and good things will happen. Um, but yeah, that was it for the comic idea. Oh, I also started being more on Twitter recently. I never talk. Oh, so yes, I still call it Twitter. I never call it X. Fuck that. uh, but I've been on Twitter more recently, and I found a lot of cool artists on there, and I've also gotten a lot of inspiration and motivation to draw because of it. Because I'm like, wow, like there are some really like good artists out there, and yeah, that's also helped me out a lot. I've also been seeing a lot of fan art, and I'm honestly thinking of drawing more fan art as well, you know, for practice and also just because it's fun. And yay. Um, let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh yeah, another thing. I've been like wondering whether or not I should watch Alien Stage, because again, because I'm on Twitter. I see so much Alien Stage stuff, and I get it because like it looks like a really good show. I don't know much about it honestly. I have some friends who are really into it, and they say it's really good. But I'm like, should I watch Alien Stage or should I be happy? which one which one should I pick? Because you cannot have one, like you can't have both. um no, that's mainly, actually no, that's not a joke. I hear there's some really sad parts. Um Pero yeah, I'm definitely, no, I'm definitely gonna watch it. You know, I can handle it. It's just I've just been really putting it off for a long time. But now that it's like almost ending, I hear, I might as well watch it. I'm also seeing there's like this meme that I think is so funny, like Latino Till, cuz he, like, they recently came out with a new song of his called Mi Vida Loca, and I'm seeing so many people editing like a Mexican sombrero and like a corona on on Till, and it's the funniest thing ever. I think it's hilarious. um I think the whole Latino Till thing is really funny. Um but yeah, I'll most likely, who knows, maybe I'll watch one episode today. Who knows? Um Oh, speaking of Till, I actually bought a Till print off of somebody from Artist Alley. last weekend, and I haven't even watched a single second of Alien Stage, but the print was just so pretty. And I like Till's character design a lot that I just got it, even though I know nothing of the source material. um Yet then again, literally half of my purchases, I would say, were of things that I don't know the source material of, but that were just so good looking, you know? And I think there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you like intend to watch it eventually or like read it, whatever the media is. I think there's nothing wrong with like, let's say, buying like merch or fan made stuff of it before you engage with the source material. Because if you intend on watching it anyways, you might as well, right? I mean, also, just because it looks pretty. Sometimes things are worth it just because they are pretty. But yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I want to like read and watch, but so much stuff, not enough time, sadly. But I will get to them all eventually. Eventually. Um but what else? Let me refer back to my list of conversation topics. Oh yeah, speaking of merch, um literally this morning I was scrolling on my timeline and I caught a glimpse of this new Oran High School Host Club figure of 𝒔𝒊𝒂𝒎. And bro, that shit is beautiful. I was just like scrolling and I had to stop because of how pretty this figure is. As far as I know, it's not out yet. I don't even think it's out for pre-order yet, but it is so so scrumptious. It's such a beautifully made figure, and my favorite part of it is the paint job, especially around like the clothing folds. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It kind of has like a, I'm looking at it right now to make sure I'm like using the right words, but it kind of has like a chrome finish near like on the clothes and like near the folds. It's just so detailed, so beautiful. Everything about it, the sculpt is amazing. All of that stuff. It's such a well-made figure. And like, depending on how much it is, I might just get it. I might, cuz it's so stunning. And like, 𝒔𝒊𝒂𝒎's not even my favorite from Oran. My favorite is Haruhi. But that's just how good the figure is. So, maybe I might get it. But we'll see. Oh yeah, it is on pre-order right now. Huh. But yeah, that was just like another cool thing that I saw today where I was just like mesmerized. I was like, whoa. Whoa. Yeah. What else can I talk about that I think is like interesting? Interesting. Oh, so I have my stream schedule for next week pretty much already done. I'll post it. I still have to finalize, the dates and the times, but I'll probably have it posted by the latest Sunday night or Monday morning. That's the latest that I'll have it posted. But originally I had like a so for Monday's stream I actually had a different idea than what I'm probably going to end up doing. And that's because I've been seeing this game all over my For You page called Date Everything. And I've actually heard about this game even before I saw clips of it, because right now you could play the demo, and I think it comes out sometime next week or something like that. But even before the demo, I've heard about this game like in production. So I've actually heard like bits and pieces about it around like for a while. and it's basically like a dating sim, but you're inside your house, and you could date, like as the name suggests, you could date everything that is inside your house. And I mean that in the most literal sense. Like, I've seen some of the dateables, as they're called, and it's literally stuff like your washing machine, your curtains, your dirty clothes. Like, you could date anything inside of your house. If it's within four walls, it's dateable. I think you could even date the air that you breathe, right? So I was like, that sounds like a wacky premise to me. I kind of dig it, I might try it out, at least the demo. Maybe I'll try out the demo, and if I like it a lot, then I might just buy the full game. But on Monday, I was going to change from what I was originally going to do to playing Date Everything. Because I've been seeing so many funny clips of like other people playing it on my For You page, and I'm like, that's hilarious. I'm gonna do that. um, and yeah, I'll try not to watch any more of them so as to not spoil myself, because I don't want to spoil anything. But I've already seen some of the dateables, and I kind of have a favorite. I know I was going to try not to get any spoilers so I could have a proper reaction, but it's kind of hard not to. But I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But yeah, I'm excited to play that on Monday. And that's all I'm going to talk about for like next week's stream schedule, until I post it, of course. And I'll post it like on all my socials just in case. But yeah, I'm really excited to play it. The character designs are really cool. I will say that the few ones that I have seen, they're very cool. And I could tell a lot of, hard work went into making it. So, yeah, I will be very excited to play it. And it reminds me, because I recently made my own visual novel. Not a dating sim, but like the way that like some of the game is played. I did make my own visual novel recently, and it reminded me of that. And I will not be showing the visual novel, mainly because it was a very like personal project, and also because it's not the best visual novel in the world, I will admit. It was not only my first time ever making a visual novel, but it was also my first time working with RenPy and Python. So it was very scuffed. There was so much wrong with it. But I was able to get her done, and I'm proud that I was able to do it. And I hope to actually make more visual novels in the future. That would be a cool thing to do, and hopefully it'll be better than what I ended up with the first time around. But yeah, that it like kind of reminded me of that. And yeah, I went through many a restless night trying to get that visual novel done, only for it to not come out the best. But oh well. I tried. And yeah. But yeah, definitely next week I will be playing more games. Yeah, mostly games is what I'll be doing next week. And also another drawing stream. Like I said, I want to try and do at least one of those a week. And hopefully that next drawing stream will actually be a drawing stream and not just be me talking again. Again, I really apologize for the technical difficulties. But yeah, it's a shame that happened. But oh well, what can I do about it? And honestly, the stream might be shorter than I initially intended, just because, to be completely honest, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Oh no. My worst nightmare. Running out of things to say. Oh no. It's nice to talk though. I just know that like people mostly like to watch like you actually doing stuff. But yeah, I really don't know. I don't have much else actually. Huh. Damn. I really would have liked the stream to work out better. I will say though, my first week of streaming has been pretty okay. It's been okay. I've liked it so far. And I think I would be able to do this for the foreseeable future. I've been wanting to be like a VTuber for ever since like 2020. So I definitely see myself doing this for a while, a long while. It's fun and yeah, and I get to do cool things. And starting next week, I'm definitely going to promote my streams more. I've been doing a really bad job, not just because of lack of experience. Like I said, it's my first week. Not just because of lack of experience, but also because I wanted my first week to be pretty low key, anyways. Hold on, let me see. Oh, hey, whoa, hello. But I wanted my first week to be low key, anyways, because I was mostly scared that if I really promoted my streams a lot and like let's say more people came to watch than I had initially anticipated, that I would like freak out and like get super anxious, super nervous. And I was like, you know what? Let me just like not really promote my streams that much. I mean, promote a little bit, of course, but I mean, not as fervently as I would normally do, so that I don't feel like that kind of pressure that like, oh no, more people than I thought are watching me, but so far it's been pretty good. And I will definitely start promoting my streams a lot more so that more people can watch them and have fun. I know I will definitely be having fun doing this again and again and again and again and again. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, honestly. Just because drawing tablet wasn't working and that kind of took me by surprise. I'll try to be more prepared in case other technical issues arise, I mean, of course, I'll try to make it so that they don't, but I'll try and be more prepared for if those things happen so that I don't just end up streaming like shorter streams. But, you live and you learn. Was that a Sonic reference? Live and learn! Oh, my voice is so hoarse. I don't know why. But yeah, live and learn! Unintentional Sonic reference. I don't even like... I know, I shouldn't say I don't like Sonic. I mean, like, I don't even, like, know much about Sonic. No, I think Sonic, the franchise, is cool. I just haven't really gone into it. But yeah. So yeah, I think that'll be about it for today. I also don't know how to end my streams either. I'm still trying to figure out what's like a optimal way to like start or end a stream. I still don't quite know. I am learning as I go, which, it's definitely awkward doing so, but at the same time, it's also fun. And hopefully over time I get better and better and better so that, let's say a year from now, I can look back on my first handful of streams and be proud of how far I have come. At least I hope that happens. If I stay the same, yikes. That's definitely yeesh. I'm definitely going to improve for sure. That's the goal. That's the plan. But yeah, that's gonna be about it for today. That's it from me. That's all I had to say. Mostly just my ramblings of things that I like. And hopefully that you like too. At the very least, I hope it was good background noise. And yeah, that's it from me for today. I'll have my stream schedule up, like I said, by latest Sunday night or Monday morning. And we'll have a new week of hopefully very fun streams to tune into. So thank you everybody for coming and like leaving little things in chat. I apologize for any bumps in the road, but until next time, bye bye. boop.